end of this module, you will be able to distinguish between program and curriculum, discuss the purposes of learning and training programs, examine different approaches to program planning, describe the interactive model of program planning, compare informal and formal learning, and consider how program planning incorporates adult learning principles. People often assume that curriculum and program are synonymous. They do share some elements in common, but they are not the same thing. A program is a collection of planned activities and experiences to support the learning needs of participants. Curriculum is the content, instruction, and assessments that support the learning outcomes, goals, and objectives of a specific program. What examples can you think of that can distinguish between curriculum and program? Essentially, curriculum supports a program. For example, in a Lamaze class, the breathing exercises, what to expect in the birth, helping your partner, etc. Those are all part of the curriculum that supports the Lamaze class, which is the program. Retirement programs for investing or selecting the right Medicare supplement or downsizing, all in response to the wave of baby boomer retirements, those topics taught within the program is the curriculum. Carefully review the characteristics of a program and a curriculum that are outlined on this slide. This Venn diagram illustrates the relationships between different elements of a program. Curriculum is not an accident. A curriculum isn't just slapped together. A great deal of analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation occur to make a curriculum successful. Some of the considerations for a curriculum are: what are the intended outcomes and learning goals and objectives? What do we need to teach to accomplish the goals and objectives? What resources do the learners need? What resources do the instructors need? Will it be taught online, face-to-face, Socratic, didactic, cooperative, differentiated? What will the learners do? Hands-on projects, peer teaching? How do we know that the learners know? How effective was the curriculum? A popular and frequently used model to develop curriculum is the ADE model. Program development occurs when there is a need to create, improve, or expand learning opportunities. When a learning need is identified, we develop a program. Programs are sponsored and developed for many reasons: individual growth opportunities, to assist people to negotiate adult life problems and issues, career preparation, to help organizations achieve results, to help organizations adapt to change, to provide opportunities for communities to respond to social needs and issues. Remember when I said that ADE can be used for curriculum design? Well, ADE can also be used for program design. This infographic describes the different aspects of ADE. Here's another way to visualize the ADE model, which is very helpful in designing outcomes-based program development. We first need to think of our aims and our objectives. What are the desired outcomes of the program? Then we think about designing the content. We think about what teaching and learning activities we want to implement. How are we going to assess the program or assess the learners? And then how are we going to evaluate the effectiveness of the program? The interactive program development model, as described in your text, is focused on learning and change. Planning is not sequential. Planning is done in context. Planning involves pre-planning and last-minute changes. Diversity and culture must be respected on many levels. Different planners work in different ways, and planners are themselves learners. These are the assumptions of the interactive program development model. You will want to carefully read and review the information in your text about the interactive program development model, specifically the tasks as listed on this slide that are important and integral to successful interactive program development. Be mindful of the considerations that are important for the successful design of interactive program development, such as applying adult learning principles, discerning power, interest, and relationships, building relationships, using technology advantageously, being ethical, accepting that people work and learn in different ways, and understanding that program planning is a learning process and an opportunity. Spend some time reviewing this infographic that reviews the ADDIE model for program development. This infographic is useful for depicting the program development process. Program development considers the needs of many stakeholders such as society, organizations, industries, clients, employees, and learners. Again, going back to the ADDIE model, we identify outcomes, content, teaching and learning methods, assessment, and evaluation needs and methods. As adult learning professionals, we know that in creating programs, it is crucial to remember that adults have distinctive learning characteristics. We have to create a need to know, what's in it for me? Acknowledge that some learners may not want to be there and encourage participation. Respect students' experience. Be aware that it can mean bias and presupposition. Empower them to learn. Assess their own learning and development. Organize content around tasks, not subjects. Remember that adults are always learning, and it doesn't have to be in a classroom. Take a look at this matrix. How do you learn? Where do you learn certain types of knowledge and information? Here are some examples of how and where we might learn.